Following the sacking of Dean Smith and to commemorate the launch of Doleboy Living the Dream, which will be up today at 5 o'clock, we're starting a rebuild of Villa. I don't know if you're aware of the Doleboy Series that I've got coming out, but I'm starting off with no badges and no previous experience to the primary aim of finishing the save by winning the Champions League with Villa. We usually scoot through Scandinavia. We'll find out where our first team is this year. And if we go to some teams before or after that, then we'll have to see where the journey takes us. So if you're looking forward to that, actually, drop me a like and subscribe on this. Give the bell a little tickle. And then when the Doleboy one launches, you can watch through that with me as well. Join me on the adventure. It'd be beautiful. Let's talk about the one we're actually doing. We're just going to take over Villa, do the transfers, and then see what comes from that. I suppose what I should do is scoot myself out of the way and show you the next screen coming in. They've hired me. It was only a matter of time, wasn't it, realistically? I've replaced Dean Smith, which I don't know how I feel about, to be quite honest. 5 losses on the bounce isn't great, but I don't know. He's done a lot for us. It's a shame to see him go, but hopefully we'll bring in a new manager who can give the team a little bit of an oomph. But what I'm going to do is bring in some players and hopefully get us into Europe. But that's for the end of the episode. 43.5k I'm on, 29 years of age. Upsetting. As we all know, we've won the Champions League as a team. Wasn't called that then, but don't worry about it. 7 Premier League titles, or most recently 1981. Prior to that, it was 111 years ago. Again, ignore that, don't worry about it. 7 FA Cups, 1957 being the most recent one. So it's this side of the World War, so it's not 100 years away. And we have a transfer budget of 20 million and a wage budget of 1.5 million. I don't know where that lines in what we're currently spending. I'll have to have a little look, but I think we'll do all right. This has our best 11, showing as Martinez, Cash, Konza, Mings, Target, Louise behind McGinn and Sanson, and then Bailey and Watkins behind Ings up front. We've got a few players out on loan, and Twanzebe in from Man U. It's all right. There's a few players I know I want to get rid of. So looking at our team as a whole, we know we've got a few decent goalkeepers, and then Emi Martinez, who is a tank. Love him. Right backs, quite a handy bunch. Again, left backs, again, centre backs. There's no one really that stands out in the defence at all. Likewise with wing backs, but I don't think I'm going to use wing backs. Holding mids, we've got a bunch of good ones, but no one's great. A great right winger in Leon Bailey, a great left winger in Leon Bailey, and a great centre mid in John McGinn. He is great. He's the best. 3 great right wingers, Bailey, Ings, Buendia. 1 left winger who I fear is going to be, it's Bailey again. And a great centre mid, centre attacking mid, in Ings, and Ings as our great striker. So we've got quite a few, it's quite a lot of depth there, but in my opinion, quite a bit of I'm not going to call it deadwood, but deadwood. What I want to do, and what I've done, is build a fluid counter-attack, because I feel that that's our way. Kept on the 4-3-3 from their suggestion. I've got Martinez as our centre-back, Cash, Twanzebe, Konza, and Target at the moment as the back 4. Louise playing behind Sanson and Ramsey. That would be McGinn, to be quite honest. And I'm probably looking at bringing someone in to replace Ramsey. Not that I don't like him, but just that he's quite young. So probably not fair to force him into the first team. Wingers, we have Bailey, Watkins. There's quite a few as well. By the looks of El Ghazi, Traore, Buendia is probably going to have to play out there as well because we don't have another position that's suitable for him. I'd rather play Watkins up top because I love him as a striker. I think he's brilliant, but game thinks he's more suitable as a left winger, and I've got Ings knocking about up top, so we'll leave him up there. And as we say, we've got a bit of cover for Ings, but maybe we could do with a little bit more there, maybe, if we can get someone affordable. But we've got Ollie Watkins to deputise if we can't play Ings at any point. I am not a massive fan of Mings or House. Just don't rate him. I think House is a donkey. I think he's just a calamity waiting to happen. And I think Mings was sublime in the Championship. But I just don't know. Since the whole COVID split, or whatever it was called, the break in the season, I just don't think he's been very good at all. So I'm quite happily going to sell him. He's not even our best centre-back. He's just one of the ones that are the better ones. So I'm going to try and flog him. He is currently the captain, but again, it's fine. We'll replace him. Sanson, I do like him, but if we can get a little bit of money for him, I'll do that. But I'm not going to try and force him out. Not really a fan of Nakamba. Try and get rid of him for whatever we can. I like Davies as a player, but I just don't think he's going to be playing at any point, really. So I might see if we can try and get rid of him. I do really like El Ghazi, but he does say he's wanted, and we might be able to get a bit of money in for him. And I don't think he's going to get enough game time, so it makes sense for us to try and get rid of him. Likewise with Trezeguet. He's worth 12 to 15, but his knee is currently made out of jelly. He's out with, oh yeah, you can see, damaged cruciate ligaments, 7 to 8 months. So I'm not going to be selling him before the start of the season. Probably not in January either, looking at those time frames. I had a little look through the free transfers. There's only 3 really that I was looking at. They're all midfielders as well. Price, Bentaleb and Paulinho I really would like to bring in. You can't see, but I'm offering him 75 grand a week. I don't think that one's going to happen, to be quite honest. There's quite a few big teams sniffing around him. So, well, Man U. So we'll see what comes of that as well. But what I'm going to do now is scoot forward, and you'll join me at the end of this transfer window. We've not had a great start of the season. We are currently bottom of the league. We've played 3, we've got 0 points, and we've got a -5 goal difference. There is a tiny caveat to that, in the fact that we've played Man City, Liverpool and Arsenal in the league. So give me a break in that regards, please. I'll let you know what we've done transfer-wise. So I'll scoot this. Jesus, that's busy. Let me order it by date and I'll put it at the top. So what we've managed to do, which I was quite happy about, to be quite honest. I'll move myself up here, out of the way. I'll just be right top and centre. What I've managed to do is sell Nakamba for 7.5 million. Over the moon. Mings, 13 million. See you later. House, 4.7 million. Arrivederci. And then El Ghazi, a little bit sad to see go, but 13.25 million. Pretty happy with that turnaround. Pretty sure we signed him relatively cheap. 4.5 million after a 2 million loan. So we've doubled the money we made on El Ghazi. Pretty happy with that. Bringing in total for the season, 144 million. There was 5 million for Mbwana Samata and a little fella called Jack Grealish. Yeah, he went to Man City for 100 million. Other than that, we, I believe then on that math, have brought in 38 million, give or take. We've brought in from here. So, Danny Ceballos came in as the centre mid that I says I wanted to replace Jacob Ramsey in that lineup earlier. I'll put myself down here for this part, actually. Beautiful. Yeah, Danny Ceballos, cracking playmaker. He's had a few decent seasons in the Premiership with Arsenal. Came in for 6.5 million. He's played 3 games so far and he's not had a great rating. But don't worry about it. It's fine. Perfectly fine. Next then, we brought in Julian Alvarez, who I believe we're chasing in real life, but we'll see what comes of that, considering we've just lost 5 in a row. I don't think we've got much pulling power transfer-wise at the moment. He's came in for 5 million. He's had a pretty dire game, but it was against Man City, so I'll give him the benefit of the doubt there. Come in for striker cover, maybe right wing or left wing, inverted players. But again, he's that kind of third man up top for Ings, Watkins, and now Alvarez. Whatever. Connor Goldson's came in to fill the gap left by Mings and House. He's came in for only 6 million, which I was quite happy with. He's pretty good. he's pretty handy. 6'3", decent jumping range, decent heading, just decent all round centre backing. He's a good old centre back. He'll do a good job for us. To replace Grealish, we've got a like for like. It's Todd Cantwell. He's just as good as Grealish. Don't worry about it. Maybe not. He's come in for £5.5 million from Norwich. He wasn't having a great start to the season with them. He's only recently came in for us. But decent stats. Again, a little bit more cover out on that left-hand side. So we've got now Watkins. And we do kind of have Bailey out there, but I prefer Bailey to be on the other side because I want him to play as an inverted winger. And there's not really too many people on that left-hand side. Now we've sold El Ghazi. So he's kind of the replacement for El Ghazi as a backup. And he's happy to be a squad player. So there's no expectations to play him every game. Knew we could do with another goalkeeper, so I've brought in Sam Johnston. He's probably, for the time that he was with us on loan, he was a fantastic goalie. but we've bought him in from Baggies for only £5 million. He's happy to come in as a backup. So he's just sat there chilling behind Martinez in case Martinez either gets poached from us or he gets injured for any reason. And Dennis Zacharias came in as well for £7 million. So he's another one to cover in the gap. So either centre back, centre defensive mid, or centre mid. He can do all three of those roles. And he's another little person, kind of like a midfield destroyer. Hopefully, he'll do a good job. And again, he's happy to be an impact sub, so there's no expectation for him to play him every game. He came in to us for £7 million. So we brought in, kind of continued the more is better philosophy that was done with the whole Buendia, Bailey and Ings signings replacing Grealish. Kind of shuffled over this earlier, but we played Arsenal and we lost 3-1. Then moved on to Liverpool and we lost 3-1. And then in the league as well, we've played Man City. And we only lost 2-1 there, so we're going the right way. In between those two recent games, we had a 0-0 draw with Fulham, which resulted in us beating them on penalties and getting through to the third round of the EFL Cup. Results haven't seemed too convincing at the moment, but we'll see. We'll see if that's just because we're playing some tricky teams or if it's because the formation's not great. But we'll be back after January now with the updates from that window. January transfer window has slammed shut. We are sat in 13th. We haven't scored many goals. Our top scorers are only on 4, and there's 4 of them. So that's not filling me with confidence. I'll let you know the players that we've brought in and got rid of. So if we order that, we've managed to sell Rivan to Wednesday for 115k, and we've loaned out Keenan Davies to Millwall. Along with that, weirdly, Marseille just came to us and offered 31 million for Sanson, so I just accepted. He wasn't really in any of my plans for the year, so if we could bring in that amount of money, pretty happy with it, to be fair. We've brought in 2 more in January. I was thinking we could do with a little bit more kind of centre-backs to shore up that defence a bit, hopefully. So we're bringing in Domagoj Vida, really good centre-back. He's a little bit of a shithouse as well, which you do need sometimes. You need someone that's not afraid to just dig in an elbow or just kind of get a result regardless of what the means are. So I think sometimes you do need a centre-back like that, who's just willing to win at any cause. Look at Ramos. He is a madness. We've got our own little Croatian Ramos here, that's what I'm saying. And alongside him, we brought in Thiago Almada from Vélez. So overall, I'm pretty happy with these transfers. He's brought in for 5 million. He's played the first half year for Vélez and he's done really well. I'm happy. As I said, like we've brought in Ceballos, Alvarez, Goldson, Cantwell, Johnston, Zakaria, Almada and Vida for just over 40 million, I think. I'm not sure on the exact figure. Can't be bothered to count. Pretty good mix as well of like good young players that are going to develop and get much stronger and players that are already developed and will help the team over the next few years. So I think we've done good there. Overall, we've brought in more money than we've spent as well, which is always helpful. What I will say is, if we're looking at how the team have played though, the September window, it's not a window, it's a month. The September month was really strong, so we did pick up after those 3 first games. And then we had a little bit of a sketchy month, bit of a bumpy one here. Did manage to beat Blues, which is always fun. And it was at St Andrews, so that's an extra little bonus for us. But after that, when you're looking at like mid-November, it all just kind of fell apart. That's why I was thinking, I'll bring in another centre-back, so we've got a little bit more rotation there. Hopefully, Domagoj Vida will do what we need him to do and get that done. I did have a little tweak of the formation as well, so I have moved us to a 4-4-2 with inverted wingers. So I'm hoping that that will kind of do something for us. We've got a good little team put together there, I think, along with a few of our youngsters that are coming through that are really young. I think we'll do pretty well towards the end of the season. So what we're going to do now is sim forward to the end of the year and see how we get on. So at the moment, we are currently sat in 13th. Hopefully, we want to see ourselves go a little bit north and just definitely not below this dotted line. Also, Newcastle are bottom. They have 9 points. Let's see who they picked up. So they've got their 250 million, as we're aware of. They brought in Guido Rodriguez, Maxi Gomez, Paulista. They brought Paulista back. Yeah, they've spent a lot of money, but is it going to do them good? Who knows? Have they sold anyone of merit? Joe Linton and Bobby Clark, whoever they are. well, we'll see if Newcastle stay in the relegation zone. Hopefully, we can poach some of those players off them. But other than that, we just want to be strong, get up, hopefully into Europe. What are Leeds doing in 5th as well? Oh, this is a shambles. So the season has finished. Newcastle got relegated. That is hilarious. Leeds finished in the Champions League spaces as well. So I'm not sure what Chelsea and Man City are playing at. And Arsenal won the league. This whole season is a shambles. We finished 13th. We didn't do anything. By the looks of it, we dropped a position on the last day to finish in 13th. But you know what? It's not bad. It's not good by any means, but it's not bad. Emi Buendia finished as our top scorer. Highest average rating was Emi Martinez, and most assists was Emi Buendia. So, yeah, the Emmys are doing pretty good for us there. I'll scoot on to our games themselves so we can look in a little bit more depth. We did get past Watford in the 4th round of the FA Cup, and then we lost 4-0 in the 5th round of the FA Cup to Manchester United. They knocked us out of both cups this year, which was good of them. We had a really strong run all the way from like late March all the way through to like mid-May. We've done good. We've not done good. We've done okay. What we want to do is see us finish in the bloody Europe positions. So I'll have a little scoot and see what we want and what we're looking at for next season. So if we put this to our position overall, we've now got one great centre-back in Ezri Konsa. We already knew about that. Brilliant. 2 great right-backs in Konsa and Matty Cash. We definitely need to look at a left-back, I think, next season for the start of the year. We've got a few good, like, great players around everywhere. So Bailey and Buendia, Ings and Watkins up top, Watkins and Bailey out left. Feel that's going to be Bailey, yeah. 2 great holding mids in Louise and Konsa. So the team is definitely picking up. It's just we want to see it getting better. I've also got Lindemann as my assistant because at some point Craig Shakespeare left me and I don't know when that was. I came back one of the games and he just disappeared. But looking at that overall, we've still got 35 million in the budget for next year. We've got a little bit of stuff to play with. We definitely need to look at strikers who are actually going to be scoring for us. I know it says that we've got 2 great strikers at the club, but maybe we need to look at bringing in one big name if we can. We'll have a look at the relegated teams and see if there's any players in there that we can poach them from. But other than that, I think we did an okay job first season. We'll see what happens in the next episode and who I've managed to bring in for the start of the year. I hope you've enjoyed this. I have, thoroughly. Not as much as I would have done if I'd have managed to get us into Europe, but that's next year. We've got our stuff to work towards. But if you have enjoyed today's episode, if you want to click on one of the links on screen, it will take you to some more of the content I've done. Thank you very much for your time.